Is Mark Elias from Steadiwear. Mark was the runner-up last year. Mark, let us know what's been going on the last 6 months. Anything new in your life?
Certainly. Just give me a moment to share my screen. Okay, is it visible to everyone?
Yep.
Yeah, perfect. So hi everyone, it's good to see you. Good to see you all again, and thanks Dennis, Jeff for inviting me back to catch up. So my name is Mark Elias. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Steadiwear. We were the runners-up in this year's TiEQuest, and it's really been a fantastic experience with the exposure we had to investors and the relationships we nurtured thereafter. So I'll just give a bit of background on the company, and I'll proceed to discuss some updates. So Steadiwear, we develop novel tremor stabilization gloves for individuals with Parkinson's disease and essential tremor. And we do that using novel vibration isolation technology. So just quickly looking at the condition itself. So we have 230 million individuals around the world who live with tremors, and essential tremor and Parkinson's disease, they cause uncontrollable hand tremors that make the simplest daily activities, such as eating, writing, and drinking, a significant challenge. You also often see a loss of independence, social isolation, and a much higher correlation to depression. And now let's look at what a tremor patient has to go through, essentially the continuum of care. So it starts with a diagnosis by a physician or a movement disorders neurologist. And then first line and second line medications are prescribed. And those medications were never designed for tremors. They're prescribed off-label, and they're only effective in 40% of the population. Once first and second line don't work, alternative therapies such as Botox are attempted. It's a class C treatment, so the efficacy metrics aren't really there. And finally, there's deep brain stimulation, which is an open brain surgery. And looking at the 10 million tremor patients in North America, there's a $6.5 billion out-of-pocket spend in total. That's why we came up with a new approach, the Steady One. And I'll just play a quick video to show the effects of the Steady One with John, one of our testers. He has a very severe tremor. He's tried everything from the first and second line to surgery, and nothing's really worked for him, except for this device. This is one of our older versions. To update these videos at some point. Jeff, is the video a little choppy or is it visible?
It's a bit choppy, but I think people get the message that the before is he has an uncontrolled tremor and can't hold a glass. The after is he can write, he can drink. It's pretty evident.
Yeah, no, that's good to know, and that brings me to my next point. So since the TiEQuest competition in the summer, we recently published our clinical poster at the Movement Disorders Congress. So it's a 20-patient study, currently at the 50% completion mark, but our abstract is published. And the clinical data is really promising. So we saw that the device shows significant improvement over placebo in 6 out of 9 static tasks and 6 out of 6 dynamic tasks. So the trial results are promising. It's generating some excitement in the neurology community. And over the last year, we realized that a clinical study alone is only going to give us so much information. So we sold 300 devices over the last year, generating around $250,000 in revenue. And we saw that 52% of our population experienced significant improvements in activities of daily living, as opposed to the gold standard of medication, which shows 44% improvements in individuals. So we're pretty happy about this, but there are significant ways to improve. we relentlessly surveyed our clients, and we understood the main reasons behind scaling up adoption, and that's where we came up with the second version, the Steady 2. Really, the barrier to adoption was miniaturization. Our first device was certainly effective in severe tremors, but it was a bit too bulky. So we've completely re-engineered the system, we've miniaturized it, and we've more than halved the weight, the size, and we reduced the price by 30% as it's it's more inexpensive to manufacture. Now, one challenge we faced during the pandemic is no access to testers. Our design philosophy is to design around the user, and we always have volunteer testers that come in and out of the lab trying out our new devices. So what we actually had to do was simulate tremors ourselves. So we actually had to build a new device that forces your hand to tremor similarly to essential tremor and Parkinson's in order to optimize the device. And I'll show a quick video of it. So we work in coordination with UBC. So this is what the simulator looks like. This is one of our COVID challenges. So we use it to simulate a mild tremor. We're working on simulating more severe tremors with it. But it was really enough for us to test out the first prototypes of our new version. And you'll be able to see what it does with a glass of water. So this is really the rudimentary first prototype of our second version. We were able to miniaturize it further, but you'll be able to see what it does when an individual is holding a cup of water. So now the system is functional. You can see the water level is fairly stable. Then when we neutralize the mechanism, you can see the water levels start to jump out of control. Yeah. And the same thing can be seen with holding water in a spoon or so. Yeah. Just a small demonstration so you can see the challenges we faced during the pandemic. I think the challenges every company faces is vary by case to case. So just to summarize, from the company's inception to date, we've raised $1 million in grants as well as a SAFE. Recently, we closed 150K notes. We completed the development of the second version, and we're ready to release it to a cohort of our clients. We secured some neurology outpatient clinics in the US as demonstration sites, as well as in Canada. And we published our clinical trial for the first version. We also, in the last 6 months, secured our 5,700 new leads ready to purchase the second version. Looking at our path moving forward, in January, we're going to start the beta and complete our FDA registration. By March, we aim to have the beta complete and launch our pre-order campaign with 50 clinics secured and our supply chain set up. And of course, by August, we have customer delivery. We aim to close our 1 million seat extension, which is the conversation we've been having with investors. We have very specific milestones to hit prior to closing. And yeah, that pretty much covers it. Honestly, a big thank you to Ti. Really opened a lot of doors for us, especially after we last presented. We really expanded our network, and we're able to to generate new conversations with investors. And I wouldn't want to bore you with the rest. We're still raising $1 million, so if anyone has $1 million to spare, I can certainly help with that. And I'll leave it at that.
Well, congratulations, Mark. You've really come a long way. It's always tougher for medical devices because of the regulatory hurdles that you have to go through. So the time to market can be more frustrating and take longer, and sometimes need more money. So, I'm really impressed with how you've been able to navigate, particularly during some tough times with the pandemic. That was a clever idea to create the problem than to solve it. I like that. So congratulations. That's really great.
Really appreciate that, Jeff.
Our last